Hello, and today we'll be playing Raincheck. So here's a case report so far. Day 1. Theodore makes his way to the Grand Marine. Upon arriving, he goes to the check-in and I return his wallet after retrieving it from a would-be thief. This must be Wow. Make his report. What else? Upon arriving, he goes to check in and I return his wallet after retrieving it. What's the other way? Theodore explores the hotel before the convention begins. We attend the opening keynote for Sonu 6. In the auditorium, we decide to sit at the top. After the keynote, Theodore continues to check out the convention. When approached by the sketchy cat, Theodore, I think I asked if he was lost. Maybe he's okay. I think I this one. The sketchy cat asked for money, and Theodore gave him some money. Theodore is questioned by security after his confrontation with the cat. Theodore wouldn't answer, but we needed to converse in private. He agreed to follow me to bathroom. I give Theodore some explanations. We rest up and prepare for the next day. Early in the morning, we scope our iridescent drive. Okay, so that's where we about to start right here. Eventually, we come to a halt before a towering rustic gate. Beyond it, an imposing power plant looms, flanked by a large warehouse. I look over at Javier, who's pointing the device in his palm towards the gate. I expect something to happen as he presses a button, but nothing does. There. What do you just do? Shifted the gate's surveillance signal to another channel, much safer than disabling it, obviously. This would buy us about an hour's worth of time. Casting my gaze beyond the gate, I make out two cameras on top of a power line, with one facing our immediate path ahead. What about that camera? The fox looks at me skeptically, then squints in the direction I'm pointing. A bit too dark, but he lines up the device with his eyes and aims it upwards without hesitation. Better safe than sorry. Huh? You can see it, right? Just barely. You targets in your night vision. He mumbles to himself and strides past the gates, motioning for me to follow. Wait, are we finding another way in? Exactly. Going in directly would draw too much attention. Maybe we can find an alternative entry point. I carefully trail along the fence with Javier, trying not to make too much noise with the gravel around. Maybe I can pry a tad into our objective. Hey, what are we searching for exactly? Anything unusual, out of the ordinary, weird, suspicious? You were planning on going inside the power plant? Yes, but we'll decide our point of entry once Ro arrives. He halts and scans his surroundings before turning his gaze back to me. Speaking of which, what do you think of Woe? The Southern Crescent catches my attention and look at Javier perplexed. What do you mean? He's nice, I suppose. He returned my wallet and saved me a whole headache of trouble. He raises a brow at my response, seeming unconvinced. Is that so? I'm surprised he hasn't scared you off like he does with most people. Why will he scare me away? Is this related to something? I don't see how this... Have you noticed how large he is? He's even taller and bigger than you. Plus he's not known for his friendliness. Yeah, I guess. I'm actually not sure if I've got a good read on him. Hopefully he doesn't find me too annoying. But what about you? Aren't you scared of him? No, not really. There's nothing he can do to scare me. And why is that? No particular reason. By the way, I think he has a soft spot for you. His words fluster me. He reaches over, giving my sword a playful tap. 2 months? Now I understand what well meant. But what are you talking about? Why don't you ask him about it later? Anyway, let's continue on. I want to find a decent vantage point before well arrives. Confusion lingers in my mind, wondering what Javier is trying to convey. He strolls alongside the fence, eventually vanishing around a corner. Although tempted to shout after Javier from explanation, I remember that we need to maintain our undercover status. I hastily follow his lead, hoping not to get left behind. We distance ourselves from the entrance gates by a couple of 100 feet, yet the power plant seems to stretch endlessly. There's not much around here apart from the vast fields of grass surrounding the area. So far I haven't noticed anything unusual. Javier continues to disable surveillance cameras as we pass by. It is amusing to watch him point at them with the small device in his palm. What is that anyway? This? He raises a gadget in his paws with intent. It's the same multi-tool device I used on your phone last night, a bit flipper. How exactly does it work? I won't bore you with the details, but it lets me manipulate, save, and store signals. Oh, that's cool. This isn't a toy, you know. It must be used with great care. Right. By the way, there's a camera over there you missed. I didn't miss it. I was just about to get it. Wouldn't the security personnel get suspicious if all the cameras are messed with? No, I'm simply reassigning their cameras to another channel temporarily. This causes their video feed to lag and allows us to walk by undetected. Another response, pretending to comprehend the technical workings behind it. Javier looks around and points at several large steel pipes that snake over the fencing. Perfect. He scurries over to inspect the pipes leading out of the tall metal fence. Fortunately for us, there seems to be a blind spot, although Javier ponders for a second, hesitating to speak. What is it? Suddenly he looks at me, his gaze contemplative. Shit, where the hell's Ro when you need him? What's wrong? I won't climb this. The pipe's too wide and slippery for me, and can't risk getting injured. Looks like we'll have to go back to the car and retrieve the drone, although that might not be a good idea. I study the pipes again. They stand at least 10 feet high and way wider than Javier. I can do it. What? I can climb the pipe. You climb the pipe? Are you serious? You're trying to impress the wrong guy. I would rather not have you do anything to jeopardize your safety. I'm serious. I've climbed similar things back home countless times. I want to help out too. It's the least I can do after involving you guys in this. This is one of the few things I'm good at. And here I thought you were going to be a liability, even though you technically still would be if you fell. He examines my body and tail before reluctantly nodding. Fine, if you're so determined, I won't stop you, but if you fall and can't get up, I'm leaving you here. Also take this. Javier reaches into his coat and retrieves a device similar to the bed flipper before handing it to me. There's a small display with several buttons on the side. Reach the top of those pipes, just press this red button for me and aim it at the main building. He points towards the largest structure, partly concealed by electrical grids and cooling towers. Got it? Okay, sounds easy enough. I secure the device in my pocket and grip onto the pipe using both my arms, pulling myself up. As I climb, I coordinate my body, alternating between my legs and arms while swaying my tail for balance. It's been a while since I last climbed anything, but fortunately my muscles still remember the motions effortlessly. The reduced friction on the pipe demands some adjustment, so I managed to ascend with relative ease. Not bad, faster than I expected. Reaching the top of the pipe, it bends forward enough to create a small platform for me to rest on. With one paw gripping the pipe for support, I retrieve the device with the other and aim it at the building. I press the button as if on cue, a figure emerges off in the distance. Oh shit! I quickly shuffled backwards, sliding back down the pipe. Did we get spotted? No, I don't think so. They were looking the other way. They? How many were there? Just one guy. They were off in the distance near the cooling towers. And a scanner back to Javier, who scrutinized the tiny display. There's nothing. You sure you pressed the button? The red one, right? Absolutely. There's nothing at all. No new signals indicating activity anywhere. How strange. I would have expected something unless... The fox suddenly looks at me with a worried expression, sitting a chill down my spine. Unless... I can only think of two explanations. We're here and are jamming. My signals are there underground. And I'm about to test one of those theories. He aims his device towards the power plant, but this time slightly below the pipes. The screen illuminates. It figures. The signal's coming from underground. Is that normal? For a power plant, no. In any case, we should probably tell Ro about this. Well, that's right. What's taking Ro so long? He said it would be quick. Speaking of which, let's head back. Something must be wrong with the car if he's still not here. We make our way back to the car, but something feels off. Where's Ro? Looks like something happened here recently. He points to the ground beside the car. There's large streaks in the gravel that seemingly lead nowhere. I stop and sniff the air, detecting Ro's faint scent overpowered by a stronger odor. Do you smell that? It smells almost gasoline and burnt rubber. Do you think something happened to Ro? Maybe, but he was fixing the car earlier, so that would explain it. But it doesn't explain his disappearance. I don't think anything happened, but fuck it. Let me try calling him. Something's wrong with his phone. Is it responsive? Though his face remains expressionless, a faint note of concern tinges his voice. The fox walks up to the car side and attempts to open the door, but it's locked. He retrieves the device from earlier and deftly presses a few buttons, prompting the trunk to pop open. You wouldn't know how to hotwire a car, would you? I shake my head and he shrugs back expectantly as he makes his way to the trunk. Of course not. This doesn't feel right. How can someone as large as Ro just disappear off like that? Well, I can think of a few possibilities. He retrieves a couple of items from the trunk and discreetly tucks them into his coat. I shoot Javier a curious glance. Just bringing a couple of things for insurance, you know? A stun gun and a dazzler. He picks up a small metal rod from within the truck before closing it. So you think he's inside the power plant? It would make the most sense. It does, but I know Ro. He does things that make the least amount of sense. It's unlike him to not contact me, though. Let's take this opportunity to do some scouting as well. He fixes his gaze on me for a moment before speaking. Here. I meet his gaze with a blank expression, cautiously accepting the metal rod. What's this for? For self-defense. Considering your build and what Roll told me, you probably won't need it, but hold on to it just in case. Is this one of those retractable metal rods people use in action movies? No, it's just a regular pipe. You think we have the funding for fancy gadgets? I stare back blankly at the fox. Now, come on, let's get going. We hasten our return to the pipes we encountered earlier, deeming it the safest point of entry. As we moved, Javier's eyes remained vigilant, ceaselessly scanning the surroundings. Hey, Javier. Yes? Do you think Will climbed over the fence? It doesn't seem likely he would go through the main gate. If he entered the power plant, then yes, it's something he would do and is capable of. He starts talking and fixates on a large pipe, goes up on his toes to gain a better view inside the plant. Is the coast clear? I need you to climb up first and pull me up. I stepped back and positioned myself toward the direction where I spotted the figure earlier. Okay, I think it's clear. I pushed the metal rod through the fence and onto the other side before approaching the pipe. This time I managed to ascend with relative ease, reaching the top in half the time. Upon reaching the top, I confirmed that the area is free of any immediate threat. I turn around and extend my arm downward for Javier. He leaps upward, and I manage to grasp his small, black paw. It takes a bit of effort, but my upper body strength is enough to pull Javier as well. Thank God he's small. I doubt I could have done the same with Ro. We both side me along the pipe until it dips, and then we descend quickly into a sliding motion. I walk over in between the rod while Javier waves me over. He points to a small crevice nestled between two sheds sheltered by raised platforms overhead. I now response, taking his cue, and we proceed quietly, cautious about making too much noise on the gravel. Okay, so what's the plan? Well, the easiest way to locate Ro would be to call him, but since his phone is presumably dead, you don't have any tracking device or something for Ro. I knew that's what his phone's for. Anyway, we need access to the surveillance cameras, which means finding the security room. And that's easier said than done. Actually, it just might be. Theodore, can I ask you a favor? What is it? He hands me his bit flipper from earlier. Listen carefully. This square button jams the signal when aimed at cameras. At this triangle button saves the location. I only need you to find 3 cameras. For each one, jam it, then save its location. Got it? I'm not so sure about this. I'm much bigger than you. I'm bound to get spotted. Didn't you say you wanted to help out? Besides, your night vision's much better than mine. He gives me a cheeky smirk and nods. I guess that makes sense. Perfect, now go. I'll try to contact Ro in the meantime. Turning around, I glance quickly around, then heard the side of the shed for cover. I crouched down and stealthily maneuvered between containers and machinery, somewhat relieved to find nobody along the way. Good thing we came early, or this would have been 10 times harder. Just as I'm about to turn the corner, I catch a glimpse of 2 large cameras positioned in the base of some overhead platforms across from a row of transformers. I do my best to line up the scanner from behind the corner and press the buttons in the prescribed order. Okay, just one more. When the cameras jammed, I swiftly made the turn and moved beneath the platforms for cover, cautiously scanning my surroundings. I spot a clearing ahead near a cooling tower. It appears to be a suitable location for a camera. As I approach, I hear deep grunting sounds grow louder. I take cover behind the transformer, being careful not to make contact appear toward the source of the noise. What the hell's going on? Despite the darkness, my grip tightens on the metal rod as I make out several figures relentlessly beating someone on the ground. Each of them carries some form of weapon. Their swings merciless and brutal. There must be around 5, no 6 of them. They don't look like power plant workers. I squint my eyes, trying to discern the person being attacked, but their distances of at least several hundred feet makes it difficult to identify. Based on spacing, it seems to be a larger individual. Wait, is that Ro? Without hesitation, I turn around and quietly draw back, retracing my steps to find Javier. I arrive at Javier, practically out of breath, catching him off guard. Where are La Verga? I almost had a heart attack. You're lucky I didn't use my stun gun on you. My bad. So, are you being followed? No. Did you manage to scan 3 cameras? Shaking my head, I slump over and rest my arms on my knees. So what happened? Did you find Ro? Yes, but no. I saw someone. They were on the ground surrounded by at least 6 other people that were getting beaten. I couldn't get a clear view, but he looked large, like Ro. The fox tightly grips his arm, unsure of my words. This isn't a joke, right? I'm almost certain it's Ro. We have to help him. Just go lead the way. Let's see what we can do. I walked back to where I had spotted the body, with Javier swiftly following behind. It looks like they are done with the assault. I gesture toward the motionless body lying on the ground in the distance now that the attackers have left. It's dark, but I mean it could be Ro. Even if it isn't, we have to check up on them. Just as I'm about to sprint over an A Ro, Javier holds me back. Wait, someone's coming. We both look back at the body as another person carrying what appears to be a bat comes back into view. I avert my gaze as they start swinging at the body. Talk about cruel. We need to do something. Fine, if I have to. Do you think you can carry Ro out of here? I hesitate, suddenly realizing that responsibility falls on me. Hopefully he's still conscious, thus I don't think I can carry him out of here. He might be too heavy for me. Then drag him. Okay, I guess I can do that. Wait, now on the count of 3, we will 1. If it's just one person, we can probably handle this. I'll distract the assailant while you get Ro, then we both make a break for it to the main gates. He points off in the distance to where the car is parked. Understood? I nod slowly, refocusing my attention on Ro in the distance. What the hell did I get myself into? Okay, ready? 1, 2. What the hell are you two doing? We turn around to see Ro appearing behind us, crouching down and peering over the cover or in the corner to see what we're up to. Well? Where the hell were you? Long story, I'll explain after. Thank God you're okay. Why wouldn't I be? I thought that was you over there, and we were just about to rescue you. Amidst the commotion, I faintly hear Ro chuckling as I point towards it, my face cringing from the onslaught I'm witnessing. Fun. Well, in that case, I think it's best to leave now. Wait, we're not going to help them? Why should we? We're not even supposed to be here, remember? But I look to Ro, hoping he'll have a different perspective of this. His eyes bounce between me and the victim in the distance. Give me a second. Where are you going now? To help. Ro starts walking towards the attacker as Javier sighs heavily and shakes his head. There he goes again, doing reckless shit. It's a miracle I'm still alive working with him. Wait, he's going in alone? We're not gonna help him? He's still taking this rod. I won't stop you if you want to help. I'm staying here. I look back and see Ro slowly making his way over the wolf stature, much larger than the attacker. The assailant halts and takes notice of Ro as he draws nearer, mere feet away. They attempt to swing their bat at him, but he effortlessly catches it with his paw, twisting it out of their grasp and tosses it aside. In an instant, I flinch as the wolf throws a powerful punch straight at their face, sending them crashing to the ground. Holy shit. Javier scoffs beside me, shrugging nonchalantly. They'll live. Ro motions for us to come over as he stands tall over the body on the ground. Coast is clear. I reluctantly follow Javier, scanning the surroundings, making sure no one else is around. Now that I'm closer, I note the attacker to be some kind of raccoon, now knocked out cold. Just a couple of feet away, there's a boy cradled in the fetal position, facing the ground, and wearing a dark jacket. You guys thought this guy was me? You're joking. I nervously chuckle, realizing my mistake. He's right, they're closer to my height, and look nothing like Roe besides the color of the clothing. I guess I was mistaken. Clearly, stressed out thug. Let's see what we have here. Javier puts on a pair of gloves, crouches down, and retrieves his phone to carefully examine the unconscious attacker. Hey, are you awake? He stares at the beaten boar. No reply. Well, fucking pain. As I take in the whole situation, I feel drops of rain hitting the side of my snout. It started to rain. My hushed comment catches Javier's attention, and he looks at me with apathetic eyes. Good, hopefully the rain will help wash away our scent. Roy rolls the boar over effortlessly, then turns to us with a concerned expression as he rolls the bear. Rolls the boar over effortlessly, then turns to us with a concerned expression as he places an ear on their chest. I will call and discuss upon seeing the boar's bruised and bloody face. I didn't need to see that. Fucking hell, his heart stopped. He places his paws on their battered chest and immediately begins performing CPR. Feeling queasy from the sight, I decided to look away. After several awkward moments of silence, the wolves the first to speak out. Javier, stun gun. Yeah, I'm on it. The fox paces over, takes out his stun gun, and passes it to Roe. The wolf proceeds to tear open the boar's clothes with his fangs before glancing up at the sky. Roe spreads out his coat, providing shelter for the boar for the increasingly intense rain. Oh, is it really a good idea to be doing this in the middle of... Hey, there's people here. Get them. I turn towards the voices and my eyes widen as I spot two tall figures dressed in black, slowly advancing towards us from the cooling tower, each brandishing a knife. My legs freeze and a heavy knot forms in my stomach, inducing a wave of nausea. Guys, we got company. Stall them. I'm occupied with CPR here. Fuck. My legs finally respond. I slowly back away, clutching the wad close to my chest, terror gripping me. Hey, where are you going? You think I can take on these clowns myself? My eyes quickly bounce between Javier Rowe and the approaching figures. I don't think I can. I make out the pair as they draw closer, a weasel and a raccoon. Suddenly, the weasel locks onto the fox and makes a mad dash towards him. Panic starts to swell. What the fuck do I do? Kill them. They've seen too much. A little help here would be nice. I tighten my grip, weighing my options. Fuck it. It's not like this is the first time I've done something like this before. The weasel jumps towards Javier while the other larger figure focuses on me. Bro, you better hurry the fuck up. Suddenly the thug runs at me with a knife, but I manage to dodge it in time with a quick back step. I close my eyes, tightening my grip on the metal shaft. With all my strength, I swing the wad downward. Ugh. The thug cries out in pain, dropping the knife. They react swiftly as the punch hurtles directly towards my face. I try to dodge to the side by slipping, drop the wad. Shit. I fall next to the knife and waste no time in picking it up. Suddenly a sharp, intense pain jolts through my thighs as I attempt to get up. Ugh, fuck. I glance up and see a leg winding up for another kick. Without thinking, I slash out with a knife, putting all my force into the awkward angle. Ah, you fucking punk, you're dead now. I struggle to rise to my feet, flinching from the pain in my leg. The thug retrieves a radio from their pocket. Bring backup out now. Shit, this isn't good. I can barely take on one guy. How are we supposed to handle more? I try to call out for woe, but stop as I raise my arms to intercept a relentless, impending strike. Ah! Ow, that fucking hurts. I drop the knife, pain coursing through my arms. My assailant takes the opportunity to grab it. In a split-second decision, I blindly kick as hard as I can. Not today, you shithead. My kick is intercepted, my leg is pulled out from underneath me. I fall flat on my back, wincing as I close my tail. All the air leaves my chest from the sudden impact, leaving me winded. As my attacker looms over me, preparing for the final blow, I try to yell for help, but I can't catch my breath. This is it. I'm going to die or die. Get fucked. Is that Javier? Where is he? A sudden blinding fiery light engulfs the sky, causing my vision to be overwhelmed by a bright white. An ear-piercing ringing fills my ears, and the world around me seems to spin. Instinctively, I shut my eyes, but the after images and neon colors only increase my disorientation. Am I dead? Did lightning strike? What just happened? The rigging becomes unbearable, and my thoughts become incomprehensible in the chaos. What? Where am I? My head. Battling disorientation, I fight to reorient myself, but a guttural groan escapes as searing pain courses through my thigh. I gaze blankly ahead, my eyes gradually refocusing, my body weighed down and soaked by the rain. There's a large figure in front of me. Is that Ro? And who's he's on top of? I can't make it out from the way they're positioned. Ro? Wait, that is Ro. Ro lifts his paw and swings it back with full force, barely intercepted by the person underneath, causing their paw to strike the ground. Ah! Ro, is that you? As my vision finally returns to normal, everything falls into place. I'm left in shock, watching Ro fight off my attacker. Ro skillfully immobilizes the attacker's head, foiling their attempt to sink their teeth in him. I flinch as watch the wolf forcefully slams the raccoon's head onto the wet ground, abruptly ending the fight. Holy fuck, I stare at Ro as he slowly rises, his posture and stance still poised for another round. Glancing around, I notice Javier's assailant lying face down several feet away. Over here. I turn to the whisper behind me and find the falls on the ground, wincing in pain, clutching his right shoulder. I forgot to warn you about the flash. That was horrible. I never want to experience that again. He chuckles and swiftly shifts his attention to Ro. Slowly the fox gets up, still holding his injured shoulder. I struggle to follow suit, my entire body protesting. Let's get the fuck out of here. I reach my monthly quota of physical altercations. Ro walks towards us with concern. You guys okay? Can you walk? He primarily focuses on my injured leg. Yeah. I managed to return a weak smile, despite the throbbing pain in my thigh, and survey the entire scene. The three thugs lie motionless, one of them with blood staining their leg. Right, I did that. Alright, then, let's go. I shift my gaze to the boy being lifted by Ro's sturdy arms. Quit daydreaming, let's move, unless you rather stay here. Wait, what happened to them? Are they out? Questions outside. Main gates. We shouldn't linger. The two make haste with their steps and try my best to let pass their bodies on the ground without staring any further. What a mess. The rain is easing up. Thankfully, it's a light drizzle now. I manage to hobble my way out, with Javier taking the lead, disabling any remaining cameras and eventually unlocking the gate. The wolf effortlessly carries the boy in his arms, while Javier runs alongside. Enduring the pain, I glance behind me to check for any potential followers. Nothing, thank God. After what feels like an eternity, I finally catch up with him. Will is crouching beside the board, while with Javier handing him a small, dark bottle of rubbing alcohol. Looks like our friend here lucked out. Everything seems stable. As stable as things can get, I suppose. Raul hands back a bottle and removes his gloves. He cleans the man's face and the exposed chest through the torn shirt. Thank God no one else came out. Javier smirks and takes out a device similar to the earlier scanner, waving it in front of me. You're welcome. The fox puts away the bottle and gloves into the truck, then examines the guy once more, shaking his head. Poor guy, he's lucky you're such a skilled surgeon. Huh, you're kidding. Even you could do this. It's first aid. Right, you're a surgeon? The wolf carefully picks up the board as Javier opens up the back door. Hardly. We went to medical school but dropped down. Oh, why's that? Javier shrugs. I know bits and pieces, but it's something about his family. Ron ignores our comments and carefully places the board in the back seat, barely managing to fit him in. If you guys have time to chat, you can discuss how the hell we'll be driving to the hospital. There's no space in the car for all four of us. Why don't we just call an ambulance? We cut the round trip in half of them. Plus, we don't want to explain what happened to Mr. Piggy here. Javier tries to open the driver's side door, but Raul holds it shut. Hey, get in the trunk. We don't have time to waste. Excuse me, what about my soda? I'm not going to go in the trunk. Remember last time if he dies, it'll be on you. His ears flatten as he sullenly makes his way to the trunk. I'm expecting some proper compensation later tonight. The stuffy air of the car mixed with my damp clothes is extremely uncomfortable. The windshield's fogged up, but Raul turns on the AC. Do you mind if I take off my shirt? It's really wet. Raul turns behind and picks up my jacket that's on the floor, passing it to me. Put this on at least. I peel the clinking, damp shirt off my body, which Raul takes from me and deftly tucks it away from behind the seat. Startled by the cold breeze, I quickly slip into my jacket. So, off to the hospital now? Raul remains unresponsive, engrossed in studying the controls before swiftly shifting into drive and steering away, his eyes fixed on the gate ahead. I get a good look at Raul and can't help but grin when I realize how funny he looks hunched over the driving. My smile quickly fades as the awkward silence settles in. I hold on to my seat when I realize how fast we're going. As I glance at the dashboard, I catch the wolf stealing a look at me, twinkling my recollection of Javier's earlier remark. Now might not be the right time to bring that up. Maybe I should ask about what happened back there instead. There was a bright flash earlier, and I think I lost consciousness for a bit. You know what happened? Javier used his dazzler to save you. I tackled the asshole off of you after that and took care of him. You should probably thank them later. And what about Javier's attacker? I'm not sure. Looks like he handled it himself, although not without sustaining injury. We didn't kill him, did we? Probably not. I swallowed hard, trying not to dwell on the thought of being labeled a murderer. How's your leg? Huh? Oh. I look down my leg, gently prodding the area, and immediately regretting it as a jolt of pain shoots down. It hurts when I move or touch it. Kind of feels like it has its own pulse. Let's take a look at it when we're back. What is it? I feel bad. This was completely avoidable. Sorry for putting you to a danger. I promise I won't happen again. He ends his thought abruptly, and I sense a storm of emotions hidden behind his unyielding gaze ahead. Not knowing what to say, I waved a paw dismissively and pointed to the back seat. It's fine, but what about him? What about him? How he's doing? Internal bleeding. Probably fractured arms and digits, chest burn, and a lot of small cuts. But I've seen worse. Glad his legs aren't broken or we have a fun time getting him in. Jeez. He's going to be okay, right? I hope so. Can you check if he's still breathing? I turned around properly and craned my head over to study the man laying on his side towards us. Yeah, I think so. Then he'll live. He might know something, so I'm sure Javier's going to follow up on that. You don't think this has anything to do with my text? The wolf shrugs. There's definitely some kind of gathering there. Now that we know what we're dealing with, we can't risk going back. Okay, but what's going to happen to me? The loud banging from the back startles me. Hey, I can still hear you guys, you know. We need to go back to get answers. We were so close. Javier's muffled voice echoes from the back. Well, cast me a glance, looking unimpressed. You might be right, but it is too dangerous. Look at you guys. I'm surprised you two made it out with the injuries you have. We would have been fine if you helped us and didn't play hero to save that pig. And now I'm stuck back here because of it. The fox in the back continues making remarks, but I can barely hear him over the sound of the rain, which has picked up again, masking his voice. Rose smirks and ignores Javier's comments, continuing the drive. The car lulls into a tranquil silence, accompanied by the soothing sound of heavy rain cascading around us. Into the distance, the cool air-conditioned breeze relaxes me. My eyes grow heavy from exhaustion. Today's been one hell of a ride already. Huh? Rubbing my eyes a few times, I focus to find Will poised by my car door, brandishing an enormous clear umbrella. I quickly look at the driver's seat and then behind me, both empty. Morning, we're getting food. His words are muffled by the glass, but luckily I can make them out. What happened to your suit? He groans, sounding slightly disappointed. It's sold. I threw it in the trunk. Now let's go. I stick close behind him, trying to avoid the puddles as he guides out me through a small empty street. We're back in the city, but I don't see the familiar silhouette of the Grand Marine in the horizon. Where are we? What happened to that guy? We're in a neighboring city. I figured we'd come here since it's close to the hospital. Javier can fill you in on everything. He chuckles and I return the forced chuckle back as I remember what had happened earlier. We walk up to a small building with the words Puma's Brew at the top. After you. He opens the door, and I spot Javier motioning to us from the back as I walk in. It's a nice and quiet cafe, a bit small, with a lone Puma working behind the counter, organizing things. It seems like a good place to unwind after what happened. I walk over to a small rectangular wooden table and take a seat across from Javier. About time. I'll be back. Bathroom. Yeah. Have fun touching yourself in there. Javier imitates a suing motion towards Will as he hangs his umbrella. The wolf retaliates by smacking him on the shoulder, leaving the fox flinching in pain before departing. That hurts you, mutt. He turns his attention back to me, his annoyed expression dissipating as he massages his shoulder with a palm. Are you okay? No, I'm not. Well, I can't say I didn't try. Maybe we should talk about something else. Do you guys come here often? You can say that. We debrief and get food here. The owner here is a childhood friend of mine. Oh, I see. He also acts as an informant for us. He takes a sip of his coffee that's been sitting there since we arrived. Sleep well? I tried to wake you up earlier, but you wouldn't budge. Must be nice not having to huddle up in the trunk like a ball. Yeah. I glance down at the table to look back up when I hear Javier laughing. He downs a cup of coffee in front of him and grins as he passes me a menu. I'm just messing with you, mostly. How's your leg? It still hurts when I move it, but it's manageable. I'll simply fine, but what happened to the man we found? We dropped him off at the hospital, quite literally. I cock a brow back in confusion. What do you mean? Ro and I placed him in a secluded area of the hospital parking lot and called for an ambulance from a payphone. Can't afford to get caught. That's a lot simpler than I thought, especially considering the tools you have at your disposal. Sometimes simpler is better. Hey, thanks for saving me back there at the power plant. Ro told me you used your dazzler to stun the guy. His face lights up almost immediately, takes out the dazzler from his coat and twirls it in his palm. You mean this? Oh, it was nothing. Didn't mean to blind you either, but I didn't have time to explain. He chuckles and puts it back in his coat. You saved my life. I'm pretty sure that raccoon was about to end me. He swallows. Don't mention it. If you died, I would have been next. I guess. Ro sits down without saying a word. His gaze fixated on his phone. He eventually puts it away and raises the Puma from behind the counter too. I quickly glance over the menu, but nothing particular catches my interest. The Puma comes over and smiles at us. Dust, how's the business? When are you going to quit and come work with us? Ro gives a nod to them, who returns the gesture and grins at Javier. Good, and I could never. The cafe means too much to me. The Puma lets out a hearty chuckle. But it's been a while, hasn't it? What brings you guys around this time? Another case, you know how it is. Aye, why? Dust finally notices me and grins. New team member? Knows accompanying us for this investigation. Oh, that's rare. You're lucky. He looks at me, waiting for a reply. Theodore. Aye, Theodore. I'm sure you've heard, but I'm Dust. Hold the two of them don't give you too much of a hard time. They had bad experience in the past working with another civilian. Don't get me started. I'm still healing from the injuries. I chuckle nervously as Javier sneers at his own remark. No, they've been great. They've been a big help. The Puma nods approvingly. I'm sure they have. Now what do you guys have? The usual for us. And for you, Theodore? Oh, I'll just have what they're getting. Ro looks back to Dust and hands him the menu. There you have it. Give me a bit to get your orders, fellas. The Puma walks off and immediately Javier gives a look to Ro. So you gonna tell us or what? Where the hell did you go earlier? Ro stares back at Javier then at me. Actually, I was about to bring that up. The wolf leans his arms forward, practically taking up the whole table. The MAF sensor was loosened because of that little incident earlier. Luckily, I found it a few blocks off the road. Why was a MAF sensor loose? A couple of bumps shouldn't have done that. Exactly why. I examined the rest of the hood, but couldn't find anything. MAF? Mass airflow sensor is used to measure the amount of air in the engine for audible combustion. Not like the engine will have exploded, but it's definitely odd that it fell off. I'll report that back. ARC needs better vetting for our rented vehicles. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we drive your car next time? Heat driven. Wait, didn't we try to call you too? About that. The wolf reluctantly takes out his phone and places it on the table. I may have dropped my phone in a puddle on the way back. The fox groans and examines the phone, shaking his head at Ro begrudgingly. What is this, your third time this year? It is supposed to be waterproof. How do you waterlog your phone? My paws were wet and it slipped out. Javier looked beyond disappointed and was about to retort, but Dust comes back with our food. I see everyone's in high spirits. You can say that. The Puma chuckles and hands out our orders on the table. We all get served a cup of coffee, and Ro and I also receive a side of pastries. By the way, I got something interesting you guys want to hear. You have my attention. The Puma thinks for a second before replying. You guys know about the tech convention that's happening right now, not too far from here. Yeah, TAA, right? Alright, that's the one. What about it? Allegedly, there was a failed break-in last night. Heard this from one of my customers. Sounds suspicious. Anything stolen? No details on that. All I know was that whoever tried to break in couldn't get past all the locks. They were targeting the room that housed tech and equipment from Regenix, Q-Link, Notal Visions, and a few others I forgot the names of. Quicklink, huh? As the fox continues talking, my ears perk up upon processing Durst's words. Wait. I fixed out the business card David had given me and presented it on the table. Notal Visions. I got this from the CEO's son yesterday. Very well, aren't you full of surprises? What coincidence. Maybe I could visit David later and ask him about this. First name basis too, huh? Though this could be another potential lead. Or not. Maybe. That's unfortunately all the new things I know. Thanks, it's always interesting hearing what you got to say. Dust nudges Javier and smirks. You guys. He waves goodbye and walks off to return to another table. I take this time to eat what pastries are left while Javier speaks up moments later, looking at Ro and me. Let's see what we know so far about you. We got attacked at the casino, sent an anonymous text telling you to go to the power plant, but we found that board there after getting attacked by some gang members. I have no clue who those members were. They didn't look like any gang I've ever seen. I'll need to do some research later. Those people weren't playing around. They were out to kill us. Maybe, but why didn't they kill that man? They didn't, but I saved them. I mean, why didn't they kill him immediately? Most was. Who cares? Anyway, there was also that attempted theft that happened last night. All we've really learned is that whoever sent those texts might pose an actual threat to Theodore and us. Possibly also that man was wearing different clothing than the rest of them. Might have been a power plant worker. But he didn't look like a worker. I said we go back there later tonight and figure out what's really going on. I detected signals underneath the power plant earlier. No, that's reckless. Sure it is, but they're a city gang. They must have ties to other dark dealings across the city. And don't say we don't have time. Andrew told us to get to the bottom of this, no matter how long it takes. Both sides thinking for a moment before stroking his beard, looking at me. Javier might have a point. The city is rumored to have one particularly strong underground network of corruption. Admit it, this is our strongest lead so far. It could be worth a shot, but we're doing things my way. Here we go. Sure, I'm also interested to hear what our friend saw if he ever wakes up. I finish my cup of coffee and the three of us sit in silence for a while before Ro gets up and looks at us. Let's move. I heard beneath the eaves with Roe, shielded from the torrential downpours, Javier races down the street wrestling with Roe's rebellious umbrella around the wind. Man, what happened? How'd they get this bad so fast? It's pouring so hard outside, I feel bad for him. I see the fox get in the car, but after waiting for over a minute, it still hasn't moved. Something's wrong. Glancing back, I catch sight of Javier. He's racing towards us, utterly drenched with no umbrella in sight. He appears frustrated, his breath coming in short, ragged gasps. What? You missed us that much? No, you mutt. The car won't start. Don't look at me. I'm not taking it in this kind of weather. Oh, fuck. I'm calling a tow truck. Let's head back inside. We step back in, only to be greeted by dust. Back so soon? Did you guys forget something? Car won't start, so I'm calling a tow truck. Oh, that's the thing. Where you guys headed? Near ride? The grammar wing. That's a ways away from here, but my offer still stands. What's the catch? No catch, just settling old debts, and the weather does make it a good day to close early. In that case, Theodore, hand me your phone so I can stay in touch. Oh, sir. Javier takes my phone and uses it to scan some kind of QR code on his phone. I'm going to set up a proxy contact with you, okay? What? A proxy contact. Think of it like a proxy contact. Think of it like a direct connection, and phones and done here. He has me back my phone. Do I need to do anything with this? No, not necessarily. I'll call you later if I need to reach Roe. Now you guys go ahead. I need to wait for the tow truck driver. Maybe I'll return this piece of trash and get a bigger car. Your little shirt is still inside. Make sure to clear that out. Okay. All good now? Then please follow me. We'll take the back exit to my car. We leave Javier at Puma's Brew, drenched in a few moments. Between the Cafe Dust's SUV, the weather feels ominous as though a hurricane looms. The Grand Marine, was it? Yes. We drive off the parking lot and get on the freeway after passing countless spotlights. We hit the road, bypassing numerous stoplights before reaching the freeway. Dustin Road chat while my focus drifts to the unfolding storm outside. I really hope the rain stops soon. You know, was it? Huh? Oh, yeah, what's up? Is it true? What are we talking about? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yes, it's true. I saw it. Another skeleton user. Highly psychotic. And yeah, I was attacked by a disheveled looking man yesterday. So the reports are true then. What reports? I haven't seen it myself, but I've read that skeleton overdosing related attacks have spiked recently in the past months. Remembering Rose's mention of aggressive symptoms or not? That makes sense, but why the sudden urge? There's a number of possible reasons, but I personally think there's someone distributing to the vulnerable. My thoughts exactly. There's my boy in the conversation before stories of Dust and Javier replace a grim topic, easy to monotony, a traffic-filled story journey. Though my attention dwells to infectious laughter of Dust and the witty remarks from Roe succeed in brightening the mood. Eventually we arrive back at the familiar driveway of the Grand Marine. It feels like forever since I was last here. Oh, you guys stay safe now. You hear? Thanks. Anytime, take care, you two. Thank you. Struggling out of the car, I hobble towards the entrance. Roe, already inside, watches with concern. He graciously keeps the door open for me while shaking his head. Watching you walk like that hurts me. Come back to my room so I can take a look at your leg. Okay. As Roe walks beside me, reminiscent of a nursing home, and sense of embarrassment while rises as we walk through the lobby. Hey, can I ask about Dust? The wolf casts a glance over at me. What? It was kind of him to drive us here. That's cause he's in our debt. Javier's dead. Oh, the fox helps with his taxes. What do you mean by helps? Is it legitimate, right? Rose swells and then smirks at me. Who knows? Entering the room, a whiff of fresh lining mixed with a faint chemical smell greets us. Looks like housekeeping came by. Have a seat. We've got an hour before the Cypress starts moving their stuff to Hall C. Obeying, I settle onto the freshly made bed washing roll, retrieve a bottle from a drawer to disinfect his paws. On a scale of 10, how bad is the pain? When I'm sitting like this, it's a 2, but movement sends it to the 6. What about where you touch it? I'm not sure, maybe an 8? How about your tail? How's that doing? Oh, it's more or less healed. He walks over and carefully takes off the makeshift bandage of a claw and throws it away. Ace again. I hesitate for a second before staring at Ro, trying to process my thoughts accordingly. I don't understand what's going on. Staring down my empty paws, I decide to speak the main thing on my mind as everything's catching up with me. I'm scared. Ro looks at me in surprise, his expression quickly shifting to concern before he walks over and takes a seat next to me. Go on. His voice comes out slow and empathetic. I don't know. Everything's happening so fast. First my tail and now my thigh. What's it going to be next time? I hold my words and stare silently at the floor. There won't be a next. I'll do a better job next time. There's a hint of hesitation in his voice, followed by a low, drawn-out sigh. I want to apologize. This is all my fault. I can't recall ever seeing him this upset before, if ever. I admit, I was so caught up in saving that man's life, I forgot about you guys. No, you're fine. I think you did the right thing. It's all worked out in the end, right? You saved that boy's life. It's not an excuse, but I just don't want anyone to experience what I went through if I can help prevent it. What did he go through? What do you mean? His gaze is distant and he looks defeated. Maybe I should not have asked. I extend my hand to Rose, paw on the bed, giving it a gentle nudge. Hey, that seems to do the trick as he snaps out of his glazed stare. Thanks, I feel better about talking it out. Right. Yeah, I'll do better too, keeping you and Javier safe and me. I appreciate that. Oh, speaking about Javier, he said I should ask you about something about me. He told me this at the power plant. He glances at me, but swiftly averts his eyes when he realizes I've caught his gaze, clearing his throat awkwardly. Ah yes, I was talking about you with Javier. Listen, I don't talk about this stuff often, so I'll just say it. I think there's a strength in you, a resilience that I admire, that's been made more clear today after that fight. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. Despite what happened earlier, I feel a sense of responsibility to be someone you can rely on, now more than ever. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I'm acknowledging what I see in you and expressing how it makes me feel. That's it. I nod slowly, my cheeks flushing at his words as I try to absorb what Rose is saying. I see. I'm not sure what to say, but thanks. Why me though? We only just met yesterday. I empathize with you. After seeing you fall asleep on my bed yesterday, I couldn't help but realize how hard it must be for you. So I know how you feel, and I'm just trying to help out the way I know best. I break eye contact and stare at the ground. His words carry a weight to them that I can't ignore. Thanks. I guess you're salty at heart after all. Salty. I wouldn't say that. I glanced back and see the wolf flustered, his expression endearing and rather cute. I chuckled at him, and our eyes locked, leaving us staring at each other in a comfortable silence. Normally, a moment like this would be awkward with anyone else, but I found myself enjoying this brief connection. He offers a small, reassuring nod, followed by a quick wink. The unexpected gesture catches me off guard, making me blush once again. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, emotionally, not my leg though. Right, let me take a look at that. Earl gets back up and kneels down before me, examining my right thigh, his head at my chest level. He motions his paw to my thigh. Do you mind? No, go ahead. He carefully rolls up the right side of my shorts towards my waistband, exposing my thigh to the wolf. He puts a paw above and below my thigh and gently feels my injury. His paws are extremely large and firm, the warmth of his paw seeping through my fur and onto my skin. If it weren't for the pain distracting me, this would have gone much differently by now. I was in discomfort as he continues to explore my body, his touching resembling a probing massage. His face leans closer for a better examination. Inadvertently, nearing my quads, he parts my fur to unveil the bruise. The mere touch excited another jolt of pain. That tender, huh? You see this, right? I follow his gaze to the bruise past the skin, peeking through my fur. Nasty bruise. Yeah. Let's see the extent of this. His paws trace and pass slowly up my thigh, parting the fur to expose more of the purple-tinted skin beneath. Each revealed area carries a reduced sensation of pain, but the blend of his touch on my sensitive thigh and the residual discomfort is staggering. Fighting the urge to wriggle, I concentrate on steady breaths, my mind strolling with the unfamiliarity and unease of the situation. His paw reaches the edge of my sword, slipping beneath the fabric before halting. Gently, he brushes the fur aside. Ugh, shit. An involuntary moan of pleasure escapes my lips. I rush to cover my mouth in embarrassment, but Ro carries on with his gentle exploring of my thigh. When I dare to look down, I find the skin beneath my fur has transitioned from purple to a healthier pink, but I also catch sight of the noticeable bows of my swords. If he had been oblivious before, he surely couldn't ignore it now. His head is perilously close. I can feel his breath right on top of my bows. His paw inadvertently grazes my bows, causing him to startle. He looks up at me, eyes wide with surprise, before his expression shifts into a sly, mischievous grin. My bad. Does this turn you on? My lips quiver, words lost in the rising storm of my emotions. It's not that, no, this is so embarrassing. Do you want me to stop? I hesitate before slowly shaking my head. No, it's fine. How does it look? The wolf's brows furrows. What are you referring to? If it's your injury, then it could be worse. If you mean your bows, God says it's not bad. He chuckles at his own joke, and I feel myself becoming flustered, my ears flattening in response to his teasing. Sorry. No, it's fine. He continues with his inspection, pausing thoughtfully after a moment. I like your scent. What is it, citrus? Yeah, it's a body wash I use. Do you like it? Do you like it? Maybe I can give you some to use later. Just give you some. Not actually help you apply it or anything, Not on your body or anything like that. I give out a nervous laughter. Why did I just say that? I'm so stupid. He looks back at my awkwardness and gives a nod. Sure. To both. His response is smooth as he squeezes down his paw again, which elicits a louder moan from me. I can feel a flush of heat spreading across my face, and my arousal continues to build. It's been days since I've had the chance to come. My own scent is now noticeable. A soft chuckle escapes his mouth as he locks eyes with me. Didn't think you'd be so aroused by a man's touch. Yeah. Well, positions himself to kneel between my legs. May I? His voice a deep, resonating hum sends shivers down my spine. His seductive gaze, full of intent, and waits for my response. I know exactly what he's alluded to. He slowly rubs my other thigh, but I don't object to the sensation. My instincts go into overdrive and I swallow hard, meeting his gaze. I give a sleepless nod, my cock twitching, but excitement beneath my now become stained swords. Said there's no highness, okay? My voice emerges as a whisper, but he returns a subtle grin, licking his maw before gently placing a paw on my pants. Yeah, there's a sex scene right here. Surprised by the sudden noise, I pull Rose's hot, twisted member out of my mouth with an apologetic look. We both look at each other, Rose's expression is more annoyed than surprised. Shit, what a buzzkill. What the hell's going on with my phone? It's a proxy contact, must be Javier. Does it always vibrate like that? Only the first time connecting. I struggle to bend over to reach for the phone in my shorts, but Ro beats me to it and fishes it out. I got this. It's Ro. Okay. He turns on the speakerphone and the sound of heavy rain fills the room. You guys enjoying each other's company? I can hear Javier's laughter through the rain. I'm hanging up now, if that's the only thing you wanted to say. Wait, I have some news that you guys will want to hear. Go on. The boy, he's awake. I called the hospital just now, and they said he woke up not too long ago. Really? Let's pay him a visit later. After Cyprus, of course. Guessing we're not going early to scout around then. I don't think I'll make it in time for that. We'll move on to plan B. What's plan B? We'll scout around during their keynote. Well, but what if we get caught? I'm very concerned, but I got just the thing. Call us when you're near. We'll wait for you in our lobby. A please wouldn't kill you, wouldn't it? Ro hangs up the phone and hands my phone back to me. We decide to take a breather and tidy up as we anticipate Javier's call. I nurse my bruise with a bag of ice that Ro had kindly retrieved from down the hall. Ro meanwhile has retreated to the bathroom, stating his fur requires a thorough rinse during a hot shower. I admit to myself that I could also benefit from a good scrub once he's finished. I lower the ice pack to examine my thigh. I think the swelling's going down. My mind thinks back to earlier. Man, after that incident, he's undoubtedly aware of my feelings. It's changing how I perceive Ro. The mere thought of him makes my cheeks flush. Maybe I should have a conversation with him later to avoid any misunderstandings. I cast a glance at the door, then check my phone. No missed calls. Pete, I rise and peer through the spy hole. I see Javier through the lens, carrying a small briefcase while engrossed in a phone conversation. Wait, why didn't he call? Did he forget? As I open the door, the fox puts away his phone and adjusts his collar. Theodore, he gives me a curt nod and strides into the room. Sorry for not calling. I was tied up contacting the hospital again. I finally obtained the man's prognosis. The fox stops midway to the bathroom and stops, turns and stares at me. You smell interesting. Smells like what exactly happened while I was gone. God, this is so embarrassing. What did I even say? Nothing, we were just resting. He sniffed towards my mouth before growing a dubious grin. Resting, huh? What's it could say the same? The fox moves closer to me and chuckles. For future reference, consider using the disinfectant in Rose's top drawer. It'll disguise your earthy undertones much better. Can't go around having you smelling like tiger musk and semen. I try to think of a response, but my mind awkwardly blanks out. There's no coming back from this one. I just got destroyed. I forgot something in my car. Maybe use this time to freshen up while I'm gone. He smirks and pats my stomach gingerly. For me, please? The fox steps back out and disappears off in the hallway as I'm left embarrassed. Man. I walk over to the drawer and open it, finding that can of disinfectant Javier had mentioned about. As I began spraying, a sudden twitch tingles in my nose. Achoo. Oh God, I might have used too much. This stuff's irritating my nose. Achoo. Hastily returning the can to its place, I attempt to soothe my nostrils by airing out my jacket. Achoo. I walk over to the countertop, taking out some tissues from my nose. At least my scent isn't off-putting anymore, I hope. You got it. Sorry, can you explain it to me one more time? Sorry, can you explain it to me one more time? Achoo. Despite my attempts to suppress a sneeze, the sound evokes loudly. God, are you sure you're alright? I nod back reassuringly, my nose still itching. Yeah. His gaze lingers concerningly before starting his explanation again. When Javier comes back, we're gonna head down to Cyprus and Hall C. Since you're here, we're going to use your pass and head on in. Once we're in, we'll sit as far back as we can. When they have their intermission, that's when we'll make our way down and backstage. That's to connect to the storage room, and we should be able to look around undisturbed. Right, we're gonna need you to watch guard while we investigate. There's a limited window of opportunity. Are you sure? But why don't we do it after? There's a high probability that what we're looking for will be gone by then. Don't worry, you can always feign ignorance if you get caught. Pretend you're searching for the restroom. Okay, I guess. The urge to sneeze comes back again. I quickly cover my mouth with my arm. Achoo. You were fine before the shower. I think it's a disinfectant I used. I messed it all over myself and now it's irritating my nose. He glares at me and then over by the drawer. You mean the one in my drawer? Why? Javier came by before he left to fetch something. He mentioned I had a musket order and all. Achoo. He thought Fox needs to mind his fucking business. He muttered something to himself before focusing back on me. It looks like you're allergic. Really? But I've used disinfectants like this before and I never had a problem. This is medical grade, so it's a lot more potent. He gestures towards me, specifically my jacket. You should take that off. It'll help. But I don't have anything underneath. Why? Here, I can give you something to wear. He walks over, opens a small drawer, and pulls out a blue t-shirt from a small knapsack inside. Catch. I catch the t-shirt and inspect it. There's a cute little mascot in the center. Is this yours? Do you want it or not? I do. I didn't expect you to have something like this. I also didn't expect you to be so forward with me. Let's talk about that later. A gentle knock reverberates from behind, and simultaneously we both direct our gazes towards the sound. Oh, looks like Javier's back. I quickly strip off the jacket, toss it aside before putting on a t-shirt which fit snugly. "Are you two gentlemen ready to go? We don't have all day." His muffled voice wheezes through the door, and we both look at each other. There's still so much I want to ask Ro about earlier, but it'll just have to wait. "I guess it's time to get moving, huh?" "Let's." Hey, so Theodore got to go out with Ro and Javier on one of their investigations, and well, is it really his? It's really about Theodore because somebody apparently is after Theodore, so they did that for Theodore safety. So otherwise, if it wasn't for that person, whoever it was contacting Theodore, they wouldn't be doing this right now. So anyway, so we got the first sex scene in the VM. So if you want to see it yourself, you can download the game and play it for yourself. So got me a new character, the guy who runs a cafe, and he's nice. He seems very nice and very helpful to them. He also helps them out with their investigation. So I think Javier or one of them even asked him to go out on their investigation with them, to stop doing the cafe stuff and join them. But he seems to enjoy it a whole lot. So we'll continue with Raincheck next time. Thank y'all very much for watching. Goodbye.